We're now on page 724 in Chapter 11 of the Microsoft Excel 2013 Comprehensive Textbook. First thing we want to do is we want to go to the View tab up here, and we want to go to Zoom, and we want to choose 75%. Click on OK. And now I can see even more of the picture over here and less of the data. Click Custom Views. And it shows me the views. And then I want to add, and we're going to call this Carnival Expenses. It's okay to put a space in this. And click the OK button. And let's go back to 100% here. And now click on the Custom Views button again, and we'll click on Carnival Expenses and Show, and it takes us back to the 75% view. And we're going to go back to 100%. Okay. Now on the bottom page 725, we're going to add a hyperlink to our spreadsheet, and we want to right click on cell A13. I'm going to actually make this a little bigger here. I'm getting tired of looking at all this picture in the background. Cell A13, so right click on it, and what we want to do is click on hyperlink. You can also do a Control K for the keyboard shortcut for that. It's the last letter in link. And we want to choose existing file or web page is already selected for us. And then under the address down here, let's put in HTTP, and I didn't click down here. http://visit and then in the text to display up here, it automatically puts the same thing, but we'd rather put something a little more readable, so we're going to put Adirondacks website. And then we're going to click on the screen tip button here, and we're going to put a little message there that says tap and click OK when we've done that, and click OK again, and now we've got a hyperlink there, and if you pause the mouse over it, you will see the little screen tip that we just added. And if we click on this, it should open up that website in the browser. And there it is. And let's go back to our spreadsheet here. Add a hyperlink to an email address. Okay, let's right click on A15 down here, and let's go to hyperlink again. And this time we're going to click email address, and the email address is going to be Evelyn Arnoldi at and up here we want to put some different text there, so we're going to put contact Carnival's coordinator. And now we're on the top of page 728, And I want to do a screen tip for this, and the screen tip is going to be tap, and then we're going to click on OK to close that, and we're going to click on OK to close this. And now if we go here, that is green, which does not really show up very well at all. I don't see anything in here about them changing the color of that, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select that cell. And let's see if we can go here and change the font color on that. Let's make the font color black, and let's make the fill color white, kind of like happened by default up here. Okay, I think that's a lot easier to read. Okay, now at top page 729, and I want to click on the Home tab, and I want to click on the Cell Styles button. Okay, on the top of page 729 now, we want to go to the Home tab, and we want to go to the Cell Styles gallery over here. Oh, he is doing this, isn't he? So we want hyperlink, and we want to modify, and let me see what we're going to do. Oh, we're going to do lavender accent 1, darker 50%. So format, font, I'm sorry, fill, and let me see, lavender. Come on, tooltip. Well, I'm not getting the names to show up here, but apparently this is the one. And then we want to go to font. I'm sorry, this is the font that we're supposed to be doing that color. So let's go to font here and do that. And then let's go to fill, and I guess we're doing that. And I'm not reading the instructions very carefully here. Okay, font is darker 50%. There we go. Column 5, row 6. Now let's go to fill, and that's the one that's going to be column 5, row 2. Click on OK. We're probably done. Let me check. Page 730. Click the OK button, and click OK again. And my font that I put here is apparently, there we go, overriding that, but as soon as I click on it now, it changes to the correct colors. It says repeat steps 1 through 3 for the followed hyperlink style in the cells gallery. Okay, here's followed hyperlinks, so we right click on it and modify, and go to format, and let me see, font was the dark one down here, and fill was the light one, and click on OK, and click on OK. And now that should be a followed hyperlink. Yeah. Okay. Now we're on top page 731. Editing hyperlinks. Let's go to cell A15, and let's right click and choose Edit Hyperlink, and we'll get the Edit Hyperlink dialog box coming up here. And I'm going to change the email address to, instead of somebody's name, it's going to be a position, so it's going to be coordinator. at snowboundvacations.com, and then we're going to click on OK, and now we're at the top of page 732, and we want to go to the prior years worksheet here, and we're going to go to cell A1 up here, and we want to do okay, we want to go to the Insert tab. They kind of worded this one funny. And then we want to go to Pictures. And then we want to go to I'm not sure here. I think the From File business is from an earlier version of Excel. And I think on this one, you just click on Pictures, and then you go and look for the picture that you want. And mine's out here on OneDrive, and it is in Data Files, Chapter 11, and it is Snow Trees, and click on Insert. And then click the Insert button, which I just did, and use the sizing handles to adjust the size of the picture, because right now it is wiping out everything. So click and drag, and let's go up here and click and drag some more, and it looks like we want it right there, and they resized it and stretched it out a little bit so it goes out to about there. So that should match what you see on page 732. Now we're going to add shapes, and you know, this little bit of stuff we're doing here is not really all that important to Excel. You might want to do it in PowerPoint or maybe a Word document, but I don't think you can do a lot of this stuff in Excel. But this does apply to those other applications though too. So we want to go to Insert, and we want to go to Shapes, and we'll get our Shapes gallery here, and we want the isosceles triangle, which is right here under Basic Shapes. And the mouse cursor changes to crosshairs, and I want to drag it right up here, I guess, is where they want a triangle. And we're going to do 3 of them. But I'm going to do it the easy way. Do a Control-C and a Control-V to paste one in, do another Control-V to paste another one in. And then it looks like we're kind of resizing them a little bit here. So this one's going to be a little bit shorter. And it goes on the right side here. And this one is going to be just a little bit shorter as well. And it's going to go on the left side here. And we're going to end up with something that kind of looks like this. And I don't think it matters which one is in front of which one, but if you do want to make some changes there, you can just do like send backward here, and it'll move that picture to the back. And so now that looks pretty much like what they've got in the textbook on page 734. And now I want to select all 3 of them, so do a Control click and all 3. And then I want to right click and choose, and this one's real touchy. If you don't get the right menu, just try it again. Right click and choose Format Object, and click Shape Options over here if necessary, and that's already selected for us. And then we want Fill and Line button, which is the bucket here. And then we want click the fill arrow here to get our options. And then we're going to do a gradient. And what we want for options here is and I guess we're not changing anything, we're just selecting gradient and going with the defaults here. Okay, then I want to click on the fill arrow to shrink it back up again, and then I want to click on the line arrow. And for lines, I want the width to be 1 point, and so let me see, width is changed from 1.1 to 1, and the dash type down here we want to be square dots. Round dot, square dot. And then close the format shape window over here on the right, and then just click somewhere to deselect the shapes, and now they have dotted lines around them. And they're also a gradient. They're a little lighter at the top and the bottom than they are in the middle. Okay, adding a legend to a chart. Okay, so we've got a chart down here, and I think you've probably already done this stuff before when you did charts. And click on the plus sign here, and it brings up this dialog box, and what we want is we want to add a legend. So click on legend here, and our choices are right, top, left, and bottom, and we want right. So click on right, and we should get something that appears here that looks like this. And we're now on the top of page 736, and your worksheet should match what we see on the top of page 736. And then we want to close this. Just click on the plus sign again. Now we're going to add a shadow to a chart element. So we're going to click the plot area. That's the area in here, from basically from this edge of the chart over to this edge of the chart, and from up here down to the bottom line of the chart. That's the plot area. And then I want to right click, and I want to choose format plot area, and I want to click on the effects button over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a shadow for our lines, and we want to expand the shadow button here, which we've already done, and click offset center. Whoops. Click here, and we want offset center, which is the middle one right here. If you pause it, the tooltip comes up, and then close the format plot area task pane over here on the right, and now just click someplace, and we've got a shadow all the way around the outside of the chart. And now we're going to add spark lines on page 738. Select the range from B3 to H5. B3 is here, H5 is here. And we want to go to the quick analysis lens, which is this thing down here. And one of the things it'll let us do is do spark lines. We got a spark lines tab here, and we are going to do lines. And what it does is it just puts a little line over here right next to the row of numbers. So basically, spark lines, I'm not sure how useful they are, but they're like a little graph that is the size of one cell in Excel. And that is it for Chapter 11. There's a little bit at the end of Chapter 11 on collaborating with users who do not use Excel 2013. Basically, the world uses Excel for spreadsheets. And if you do need to collaborate with somebody who's not using Excel, which I think would be kind of rare. You can figure out how to do that on your own, but we're not going to worry about it. So that's the end of our videos for chapter